Welcome to CAS 109 Digital Presentations, Columbia Gorge Community College, the Dalles, Oregon, Mrs. Hughitt instructor. This is going to be a little bit longer video because it's going to teach you how to do the skills and then what you need to do for this week. So let's talk a little bit about the skills. First off, you need to download this. Now, we spent time last week learning how to download things, whether it's in Google Chrome or whether it's in Firefox. And so I already have it downloaded. It's on my desktop. Once I can get back to my desktop, I have too many things going on here, which is typical. I'm going to click on it to open it. If it comes up with a little yellow box that says enable editing, I need to do that. That's common for them to do it. And this is just a presentation I found that I'm going to use to show you how to make some changes on it. So first off, I'm going to ask you to add slides to a presentation. So you're going to want to figure out where you want to add those. So I may want one here at the end, which isn't going to be the end then. I may want one right there. And maybe I decide I want one there. All right, so I've got them there, but I may not want this look. I may want a different layout. So I may want to go change my layout. And notice I have options here. I can go title only. I can do a comparison, which is kind of what this one is. I can do a title slide, which I don't need there. So I think I'm going to do a title only on that one. And I'm going to then, I have put in 3 slides, and in your directions it actually says to remove 1 slide. So then I am going to delete 1 slide. So now I only have 2 I've added. It also tells me to duplicate the front one. So I am going to duplicate that slide. That's just a right click. Now, how do I move it? Well, there's a couple of ways. One is you could just grab it and slide it. That works. The other one is to use slide sorter view down here at the bottom. This little box of 4 puts it in this view. I find this the easiest because then I can actually see where I'm moving it. Oh, and by the way, I want to move this one here because I was supposed to put that in front of the other, and imagine yourself here. And now I've got it all in the order I want it. That's a great little tool. It makes life so much easier. This is back to normal view. And this is presentation view, which means it's ready to be like displayed on a projector or something like that. Now, escape will take you out of presentation view, or you can use one of the tools here and end slideshow. That works, but why? I can hit escape quicker and easier than I can hunt that down with the mouse. Now, one of the things you have to do is change the font and change the color. So Winter Weather, or Winter Wonder in this case, is going to change fonts. It's going to become, and I can pick anything I want. I don't care what font you pick. Have some fun with it. And I'm going to make it bigger. I can either drop this down to change its size. Oh, there, it got small, it got big. Or I can use the click, 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 click and do it there. Either way changes it. Now I want a different color. So I'm going to go up here, and this is my color palette. Now there's some things I can do with this. I can take the colors that are here. I can go to more colors. I can go to custom colors. This is one I like to use, but it's not practical on this particular slide since it's just blue and white. But I want you to know about it. It's called eyedropper, and I can match it. And you can see, and I can make it match this darker color up there. It doesn't show much, so that's probably not a great choice. So more colors, where do I want to go? And I can play with that. I can decide, oh, I'm going to go with a really dark blue. There we go. Think outside the house. Okay, let's change that font. Maybe I want to go with And I definitely want it bigger. Now, if I want to change this box size, I can do that too, just by grabbing the corner. I can also accidentally turn it upside down, so be careful about that. I know a lot of times people will do that and go, eek, what did I do? All you did was flip that over. You just got to get the bottom corner and straighten it back around. And let's make that that orange isn't too bad. There. Obviously, those have had font changes and font color changes, so that's one of the things you have to do. Now, I need a bulleted list in my assignment. So obviously, these already have pictures provided. I don't want this. It's going to be very hard to bullet a list on that particular slide. So whoops, we are not skiing, we're skiing. Well, I can't type skiing today. Snow, I can't type. No, I really can't type. Left a D out, yep. And you could put more things here. Now, on this one, I have to make a decision because they didn't give me as many choices in the layout as sometimes. I ended up with 2 boxes and I really don't want 2 boxes. So what am I going to do about that situation? Well, I'm not going to leave them. I'm going to click on it until I get that little 4, and I'm going to hit my delete or my backspace key, and I am going to remove that box and get it out of there. And because this is basically going to be a title, I want to make it larger. Obviously, it doesn't fit its box, so I have to fix its box some. And I can put it to the left side of that box so I can adjust that. If I don't, excuse me, I'm trying to get over this bug and I'm afraid it's sticking around. I can leave that there, I can remove that, I can put that up in there, or I can just say, well, that's decorative, I don't need a title up there, so I'm going to take that out. But don't leave those extra boxes, those space holders, because that's all they are space holders. And if you're not going to use that particular space holder, get it out of there. It looks crummy otherwise. Now, you need to come up with a bulleted list that might have an indent on it. So what could I add here that might give me an indent? So maybe I'll go here and I'll go and it puts it there, and then I hit the tab key. Now, notice when it says a red line under it, I can do 2 things. I can either go underneath it and right click it on top of it there, and it'll give me 2 choices, or I can go over to review and I can run the spell check on it and it will give it here as well. And so I can fix that. You do need to spell check yours before you're done. Whether you do it as you go and just fix it with the red underlines, or whether you run the full spell check at the end, really doesn't matter as long as it gets done. And then, of course, you always want to save. Now, you will probably, possibly, maybe have some blank slides. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will get those filled in. And then you're going to set the document properties. Now, sometimes it comes up with a different view here. I don't know, mine went to this at some point. Just hang on a sec here. It should be pretty easy to get to, but mine started doing something weird a bit ago. I'm going to have to adjust it. Hang on. All right, it should go to info, but it doesn't. Yours may come up just like this, and then you're good to go. If yours doesn't, you just have to hit this info button. It just took me a minute to figure out where it was again. And then you're going to add a title. It already has it. You can add tags. Tags are designed to help you hunt for it. So I might add chapter or week 2 CAS 109 project, something like that. So if I lose it, I can find it if I don't remember what it was. I told you this is one I took. I can add an author now. And you can search an address book if you need to. I don't ever. So I want you to make it Winter Wonder edited. So you're going to change that Winter Wonder edited. And here and here and here. Now yours is going to be a different one. Something to always remember after this, though, is I have to save. If I don't save, those document properties won't be there. Now, why do document properties? Because I've asked you to. I guess is one reason for the class. But let's say you made a project and somebody says, oh, I did that. Actually, no, Tim did this. And no, I can't remove Tim. He is going to stay there. He did this. That's the nice thing, because now Tim is going to get credit for this. The other thing is sometimes in a big office, things get passed around. Oh, look at this. This is a great idea. Here, 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 here. And suddenly the last guy on the list gets it and he goes, I wonder who started this. This is a great idea. But who in the heck came up with it? This is one way they can go back and check it. It's not really a copyright, but it does give you credit, and it makes it easier for somebody in an office setting to trace it back to you and say, hey, Tim, I loved your PowerPoint. You did a great job, great idea. So that's a big reason to do that. So what is it going to look like when you do yours? Because yours is different. So let me get yours pulled up. It's going to ask you to enable editing. And yours is going to look like this. So you're going to do a bio, which is a biography on yourself a little bit. And you're going to have your background information, your goals, and others. Now, changes to what you want for this section and come in here and edit that and call it what it is. My pets, whatever it is. My great travel experience. My family. I don't care what you put in there that you would like to include about you. That's totally up to you what you want to share. And then your goals, your background information, other, and obviously any place that says other and change for your topic, you're going to edit that. Do not give me back other, please. So what do you have to do with it? Well, here are the directions for it. So first you're going to download it, which is what I just did. Now I did not pull it to my desktop and have it to keep because I've already got a copy of it. You will want to make sure you do it like last week and keep a copy. That, or make sure you go up here and go File, Save As, so you don't lose the thing. And then you're going to do the following steps. You're going to add 3 slides. And you're going to remove one slide. Now, it doesn't have to be one that you added. It can be one that's already there. That's totally your option. You're going to duplicate the starting slide and make it also the ending slide, so they should be identical. You're going to rearrange the slide so your background information becomes before the goals slide. So if you notice now, background, goals, and other, and then it starts out with goals. It shouldn't. That's in the wrong place. You're going to fix that. And then you're going to show me the change of fonts, the change of colors. You're going to add a bulleted list. You're going to have at least one indented item on your bulleted list, like I did downhill and cross-country skiing. You're going to run spell check and proofread your finished product. Do you have capitals? Do you have correct spelling? Do you have whatever it is that it needs? Then you're going to add the document properties for a title and an author. And make sure you save after that step. And if there's already an author in it, it's okay. You're going to add yourself to that. You are the editing author. And then while you're working, try some of the different views like I showed you, where you can go to slide sorter, and all I do is double click to get back to the other one, or I can go to slide sorter and go back to normal that way. I can change slides along here. If I go to the first slide, I can bring it up in presentation mode. I can use the escape key to get out of that. And then when you're done, I suggest you go back and read through this list again and make sure you have done each one of those. It's real easy to get going and not realize it. Now, obviously, you have to fill in the information as well. I may want to add that, complete the slides, fill in the information. So you're going to tell me about your goals. You're going to tell me about your background information. You're going to add something other. It could be pets. It could be family. It could be a skill you have. It could be travel you've done. It could be, I think, just about anything you come up with. So if you have any questions, give me a shout through Moodle messages or email, and I'll try to get you sorted out.